This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk here inside the beautiful McLeod Center with Bobbi Petersen, head coach for the Panther volleyball team. Last year an at-large to the NCAA Tournament. The interesting things is that was a big senior class. A lot of those players are gone. Talk about the summer, talk about this preseason. Is this team finding its own identity just because there are so many new faces and different roles here?
Yeah, it's interesting, and that's why one thing I like about volleyball, you graduate your seniors and then you have the spring season to kind of develop what I think the most important part when you lose 5 seniors is that leadership and that example. And we had 5 seniors that were just awesome at that, you know, the culture and what we're all about. And it was really fun to, we don't assign captains during the spring. We kind of let people do their thing and see what builds on the leadership side. So everybody has an opportunity to step up and do some things on the leadership side. So that was fun to watch over the spring. And our kids did a really good job. We pushed them in the springtime, and we pushed them mentally, physically, I say emotionally as well. We've got a lot of great skill development during that time as well. And then you head in the summer where we don't get any contact with them, but our strength and conditioning coaches do. And our kids just did a really good job of working hard, figuring it out, and came into the preseason very prepared to go. We always say what you do in the summer determines where we can start as far as our on-court development, because if we have to worry about getting people in shape, we don't get to start working on the skill on the court. So very proud of their effort, very proud of the development. We are definitely still trying to figure out what kind of team we're going to be and who we're going to be all about. I think it's hard to do that when you're just playing each other. So looking forward to some opportunities to go against some other teams to really kind of develop who we're going to be this year.
5 seniors on last year's team, 1 senior on this team. That's a little different. So some juniors, some underclassmen need to step into those leadership roles, don't they?
Definitely. And you know, Heather has done a great job because she's always been a leader just by example because of her position on the court. As a setter, you have to be a leader of some sort, and she's done a really good job with that. But getting out of her comfort zone, holding people more accountable, holding herself more accountable, that's been a great work for her, a great progress over the summer months as well. But then you have the junior class that I think have done really good. Kendall was voted captain. She's done a great job stepping up in the leadership role. You have Piper, Bree, great leaders by example, great leaders when it comes to accountability because they've been out there. They know what it takes to get it done on the court. So having some of those key positions back has really helped those kids be able to step up and take leadership roles as well.
How valuable was it, the fact that a lot of your returners did play in the NCAA tournament last year and played in some big time matches, so they have that experience for themselves, but to pass on to the inexperienced players?
They do, and you know, I think sometimes people just take for granted that you make it to the NCAA tournament, and you definitely don't, and being able to be fortunate enough to do that takes a lot of work that starts back in January, and those kids that have been there understand that it's not just about preseason, and not just what happens during the season, but our work started back in January. And obviously you don't have your freshman class with you, but you have to do things to develop at that point. So it's been a lot of fun watching that. You know, Bree and Piper, Heather, having some of those main positions back, and just their motivation and their holding each other accountable to the kids that might not quite get it yet, and they're starting to get it, has been a lot of fun to watch.
Competition been fun at practice?
It has. You know, it's been, I would say like right now there's still a lot of competition for positions. I think we're going to have a year where we're definitely using different people depending on who we're playing against. We have kids that have different strengths and weaknesses throughout our team that, you know, one kid might have a strength where we need that against a certain team and they might get the nod, which I think is a lot of fun. We have some kids that could step in and even just be a serving specialist for us just because they've developed that much a serving game, and we need that on the court.
Well, we'll have more with Bobbi Petersen right after this here on Panther Sports Talk.